Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. Sergey Derevyanchenko appears to be getting his E40 on. Basically, what I'm saying is he got choices. So he's, from my understanding, he's been offered a fight with either Canelo or Charlo. So at the end of the day, he's winning because I think those would be good scraps for, well, as far as the triangle go, it'll be a good fight for all three of those guys involved. I think Canelo versus Charlo would be a good fight. I think Charlo versus Derevyanchenko would be a good fight, and I think Derevyanchenko versus Canelo would be a great fight. You know, I think either way the fans will be winning. Now it just all depends on which direction is Derevyanchenko gonna go, and more than likely the man is gonna go in the direction on which check has the most zeros. You know, that's the direction he's gonna go. Now you've been hearing things about the zone having serious money issues, and the zone ain't been faring too well in the midst of the pandemic. Neither has none of these promotional companies, if you want to get technical, but it just really comes down to which company is doing the worst. You know, but you've been hearing for months that the zone was done paying these extremely high purses for fights. It's a question if Canelo is going to make the 32 million that he was, the 30 plus million he was guaranteed per fight, and now you don't know if that's gonna happen, because let's just face the fact, you know, even though the zone don't have technically pay-per-view, even though it looking like the zone is headed for pay-per-view, they never put out the streaming numbers, and it just sounded like a bad idea from the gate about fighting on the app. Now, if Canelo doesn't get the Derevyanchenko fight, well, then what's next for him? Billy Joe Saunders seemed to not want to fight. You know, he doesn't seem to want to fight. Would he finally fight Demetrius Andrade? Because that's a fight everybody's been dying to see for years. And Canelo has flat out ducked Demetrius Andrade. You know, he flat out ducked him, and nobody can argue against that. Now, can Canelo beat him now? Well, we need to find out. They need to try to make this fight. You know, and Demetrius Andrade he's never really took any big time damage in a fight. You know, he's not really took any damage in a fight. He's not been like seriously like beat up in a fight, but you know, he's getting up there. You know, he's like 31, maybe 32 at best. So he's getting up there. I don't think he's long in a tooth, but he is getting up there. And Canelo will be 30, I think, and I think he'll be 30 this month. But at the same time, you could reverse it. You can say, well, maybe this favors Demetrius Andrade because Canelo has had far more fights than him. But you just never know. But this fight should have happened years ago, and for whatever, well, it ain't no for whatever reason. Basically, Oscar didn't want to make the fight. Just like Oscar didn't want him to fight neither Charlo. It was a couple other people that he didn't feel that Canelo was ready to fight. But nevertheless, as far as Derevyanchenko go, if I was him, I would go the Charlo route. You know, because let's just face the fact. You fight Canelo, you basically getting paid money to give up to just give him a W. That's just the bottom line. Where you might have a better chance of beating Charlo than you do Canelo. Because everybody knows, this is just fact. When you fight Canelo, When the bell rings, you already down 4 rounds automatically. And you basically have to try to play catch up. You know, for real. It's just next to impossible to get a decision from Canelo. You know, they're going to go with Canelo no matter how close it is or whatever. Even if Canelo dominates, they're going to give it to Canelo. And I mean, for real, this is the same guy that got a draw on one of the scorecards versus Floyd Mayweather. And anybody with a brain would tell you that fight was a clear-cut, unanimous decision fight for Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, at best, you would be generous to try to give Canelo 2 rounds in that fight. At best, he might have won 1 round. So I don't know how any referee had that fight a draw. But, you know, it is what it is. But if I was Dervyanchenko, I might go to Charlo. I might go to Charlo route. But anyway, this your boy Tam Biz. I am out.